It says we're live at 4 seconds. Oh, I'm seeing pop up. I'm seeing Pearl and Mike and Jean and Lisa. Hello, everyone. Can you guys see it?
Guys, I just realized I don't have an extra device for comments, so I'm in the dark.
I legitimately tried, and I cannot remember my Google password. Because it's all saved in my phone automatically, and it's like you changed your password 24 days ago, and I'm like, did I?
I have like a rotation of 3 that I go through.
I do too. And they say you're not supposed to do that, but
I can only remember 3.
I do the same thing.
It's Natalie and Nancy and Kitschy and Tank. Hey, Tank.
Hey, Susan.
hey,
Stacy's here. That's who I was with today.
Mary.
Girl, you don't have to be a reseller to enjoy the community.
That's for sure.
Totally.
You, this whole community isn't just reselling; it's just vintage loving folks.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm already gonna let the dog out real quick.
Also, we wouldn't be able to be resellers if there weren't people there to purchase.
Very true.
Yeah, it would be a bit defeatist at that point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just let people roll in as we wait for Miss Maybell to do her thing outside, you know.
I thought I heard a dog. I'm like, oh, it's my dog. Oh, no, it's not.
No, she'll one in and out, in and out, in and out. So,
Mm-hmm. Well,
Randy girl.
And Randy.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh, LaDonna, let me show you.
Hi, Randy girl.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, LaDonna.
How could you forget Tiger?
Hey, Tiger.
Hey, Tiger.
See my new pretty?
Mm. She is very pretty.
My new wine glass.
Oh my.
I got what I'm not sure if it's in Poli or not on Saturday, but I have to deal with so much inside the house that I've still got Saturday stuff in the car.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there.
That's the thing though. Sometimes like you go on these shopping trips and then you get this stuff and it's all wrapped up in boxes and you bring it in and it, like for me it kind of sits there for a week, you know, and because I have all these holes I have them all lined up, and then you open them up to set up and you're like, oh, I forgot.
It's just as exciting as the first time.
I totally did that.
Oh, I forgot I bought that.
I can't believe I bought this. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know
Then
people
again, I
don't
have a
think
hard time
that's possible, but
remembering
it totally is.
It is. It is.
It is.
Well, guys, thank you. You did get the decanter today. Oh, I'm LaDonna. I'm so happy I didn't get an email from you. Whenever I get an email, my heart just sinks because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's broken. Yeah. That's my immediate go-to. So I'm always like, it got broken. Those were some big pieces.
One way or the other. We're very happy or something broke. So
I really hate to tell you this, but
yeah.
I really hate that you're telling me this too. Thank you.
Oh, I saw Kathy Scaletta said hello. Thought I would join. Need some cheering up this evening. Oh well, Kathy, I hope we can do that. Bless your heart.
Sit back and relax, lady.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you what cheered me up today. Meeting Stacy, and we had lunch and we went to Goodwill, and then she came over and helped me like organize. She was like begging me. I'm not even kidding. You guys, she used to be the mayor of her town, which is no joke because it's like got a big known for a big flea market and stuff. And I'm like, oh, she gets things done. And so we went downstairs and like it was great because I was like, this go there and this, and we would like hand each other stuff and she was putting things here. And then I'm like, I want that to go here. And so it was just like, and she wanted me to tell her what to do. I'm like,
yeah, she talked about it a lot today, Stacy. She was like, oh my gosh, Stacy's so cool.
It was so good. It was like we've known each other.
Hey, Nancy.
Forever.
She did. She was very complimentary.
Yes. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and it's nice because like I made, like when you are stuck in the middle of, oh, she said there's some bad energy in this room, so we saged certain spots.
Oh,
There
nice.
she is.
Well, Stacy, you need to make the rounds. How far are you from Indiana?
Well, so then I like got to empty out a space downstairs that I've want to deal with, and now I can kind of like work in a certain fashion where like there's that empty space and it's not like all full. You're not totally chasing your tail. You have a place to go with certain things, so it's all making better sense now.
Good.
Excellent.
Erin, do you know, is Canada allowing U.S. citizens up into the border?
Yes, I think I'm pretty sure. Yes, citizens. Yes.
Well, there you go, Stacy. Erin is in the process of moving, so
You need to stage your house.
I need you.
road trip.
All the
Stacy,
corners.
road trip.
And you guys, she's a minimalist, and she was in my house.
Well, she probably passed out.
I thought like I was maybe going to have to get some medicine or something, but she was good.
Stacy said she's on her way, Erin.
Okay, excellent.
She gets things
Thank
done.
you for that, Michael, setting us up.
There you go. I mean, hey, Vintage Rescue Squad.
And here
So,
I
guys,
I thought that I was getting rid of a lot of stuff like pre-move, but oh my goodness, I didn't. I just did not.
it just kept coming out and more and more and more.
Yes, where is this coming from?
Mm-hmm. How much more do you think that you have to go?
Well, we only have until Friday. So yeah, and I get my vaccine shot on Wednesday. So I'm trying to finish everything by Wednesday. So tomorrow's another big day. And then like we're gonna do a dump run. Like I'm just like throw it to the dump fire.
Well, I like the sound of that.
All my stuff, but like
go digging through the dump.
All the Canadians are going to be waiting for you at the dump tomorrow.
I'm going to take a shot on Facebook Marketplace first and say, like, please come take this, and whatever's left, it's going to the dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. You do what you got to do. I'm at
that you do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's Sarah Lee. And okay, so yes, we are on Vintage Rescue Squad. And again, the first thing I want to do is I do want to thank Misty, obviously, for allowing me to host again this week. And I do want to thank Erin.
You're every other week, guy.
I'm every other week. We're every other week now.
And
so
he's
thank you for
every
sharing.
other week.
He's so gracious. He's so gracious.
I mean, it's true. So yes, obviously Michelle is with us today. If you are not aware, Rachel Superior Girl Vintage was going to be with us tonight. Unfortunately, she did have a family emergency, and she is dealing with that. Her sister is in the hospital, and she did post that on Instagram. So, if you are a praying person, please give her a prayer. If anything, if you could just send out some positive energy, some positive vibes to Rachel, to her sister, to her family, I know she would appreciate it. It's never easy dealing with medical issues with a loved one, especially when they're very unexpected. So Rachel, girl, we're thinking of you. We care about you. We are here. Anything that you need from any of us, you just let us know. We will be here, and we are thinking of you, Rachel. And Michelle, thank you so much for coming in and filling in the spot for Rachel. I really do appreciate it.
Anytime.
Anytime. And she said anytime. So, if
I'm
anybody ever
pinch
anything
hitter.
happens, it's going to be Michelle.
People will be like, oh no, now what?
We're sick of seeing the three of them together. 3 hours once a week is enough. Well, we don't need any more.
2 days in a row.
Right?
Right.
That's what I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute. I'm going live Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? That's funny. That's funny because that does happen. And you're like, and then You know, because live videos don't tend to do as well as, you know, a recorded video, you know, like when you can fluff it and put your really cool thumbnail and all that other stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're like, I really need to put like an actual video up. You know, going live is so very convenient. It really, really is, because the editing takes forever. But is this Three's Company the primetime version?
No. Yes, Cindy, I kind of feel like I do. Oh, Linda was the one that got the PY.
Yes.
Oh, that was good. Did you guys see that? Missy's PY, the apple
so
teacup
good.
and saucer.
I almost
I
didn't
did
sell it.
see it with the little eyes
Yes.
and
Yes,
yeah.
the little
So
anthropomorphic.
cute.
I think I need to double check to see if that's what they are, but I think I have some pig ones.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I just saw them and I was like, Emma, aren't these so cute? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh, well, they are.
Those pigs? No.
No.
Michelle, girl, are you up there frozen? Or are you just sitting really still?
Girl, you
Girl.
Frozen.
That's a good one, though. She's kind of like,
I've seen her make that look for a little while, so it could be not frozen.
she's in deep thought.
oh,
Yeah,
she's
she's
definitely
not.
frozen. She's like, I'm out of here. So much for pinch hitting.
Anytime.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you guys, and this is what I will say too, just like with any other vintage rescue squad, there is no, this is what we're going to talk about. There was no list of questions or topics, because why would we do something like that? If you guys have a question and you're looking for an answer, go ahead, put it in the comments. I am paying attention. That's why I look like I'm looking cross-eyed. I am reading the comments. So just go ahead, put them in caps, like just before. That way they do stand out a little bit easier, and I will highlight it and we'll do our best to talk about it. But it is very much just kind of like an organic kind of an experience. And
Just have a conversation.
we're just having a conversation. Exactly. Oh, there's Michelle back. Let's get her back in, I guess. Oh,
Hey, fat birds. I'm Cindy J.
Oh,
Was it just me or was it everybody?
It was
Just
just you.
Just you.
it took us a second because you were like,
There's nobody here. Like, there's nobody else on the internet here. So I don't know what the heck. I was like, oh, we're
Stacey said
fine.
she needed to bring more sage next time.
I got this whole stick right. I like started it up.
Whoa. How, Erin, can
That
you tell
smoke
us how
got
you
in
got
the-
started? I can do that. So I started reselling baby like kids clothes long time ago on Facebook, not Facebook Marketplace, just on Facebook, in Facebook groups before they had Marketplace. And just as a way to sort of make money, to spend money, to make money, so I could clothe my children for free, basically.
mhm.
And that's what I did. That's how I started. And then I've always been like a thrifter and stuff like that. But I'd say over the past few years, I thought, hey, I kind of have an eye for this. I like vintage things. Maybe I could start reselling. But as someone who sort of struggles with mental health, the motivation to get started was very, very slow. And so I thought, oh, I'll buy this for resale. But I wasn't really reselling. And then my husband was like, hey, Erin, what's about the stuff in the house? What are you going to do with it all? And I said, okay, I'm going to start reselling. And that's when I sort of jumped into Etsy at first. Well, I did like Facebook Marketplace stuff just locally, but on the wide world scene, I did Etsy to start. And that was just last year, I guess, 2020, beginning of the year, I started on Etsy. And then with, the live sales starting in 2020, I thought, hey, I have a YouTube channel, just like everybody else here has a YouTube channel, or not, Michael. And you had an Instagram. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I could start on Instagram or YouTube. But just to me, YouTube seemed much easier. Mm-hmm. And I've had, examples of Michelle doing it, Misty doing it, all these, Alex doing it. And I thought, okay, I'll just give it a try. So my channel originally started as like a mommy channel. So I do have, I think I still have some viewers hanging on from the mummy world. So they were not interested in what I was doing. But then slowly I've gained, you know, interest from the vintage world on my channel, and people seem to like that. So that's sort of how I got started. Because I'm a shopper, I needed to get rid of stuff. And then at the same time, make some money for my family, because I haven't been working since my kids were young and they were off at school now. So I sort of needed to pull my weight and bring in some money. So there you go.
Well, and I think that it's great though too, because you have not only the reselling content, but you do like things that you found. Because when I first started watching you, I liked how you would go to the thrift store and then you would bring those things home, and then you would show how you know, how you displayed them or how you purpose them in your home. So I think that that's great to kind of have that. The what's the word I'm looking for? The expansion that you can kind of do different things, and you're not just like pigeonholed into just one specific thing.
Exactly.
So I think that's a
So
great
even
thing.
though I watch a lot of resellers, I also watch on YouTube a lot of home decor and thrifting videos, just strictly the thrifting portion of it, not the reselling. So I still like to do that content, you know. So yeah. Diversity, yeah, that could be the
That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, and I like what Hazel says though too. It's like the follow through on it, because sometimes, and Misty though, you're pretty good at that though too. During the live sales, I've noticed you really do. You provide like a lot of different ideas or concepts on. Well, you could use this as like the what are they, like the servers, the silver servers? You put the glass inserts in, and you talk about putting books in. Like I would have never thought to use that for like a book holder, you know. But that is a really good idea.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes things just pop in your head.
And Nicole Northgarden.
That's who my inspiration from that was, I had seen it on one of Nicole's videos, and I was like, that is such a, because you see those a lot after.
I got that from my Pinterest days.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like
Pinterest.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fun. That's fun for it with me. It's just like when you see something, you're like, you can just like, you have all kinds of ideas that what you can do as far as your day.
Yeah, because for reselling, for me, and definitely some of you as well, like I don't necessarily know value of things or like the real collector type things. I've never been interested in that at all.
Yeah.
It's been how can I use this in my home and make, you know, really nice vignette or a nice like bookcase, you know. So if something's sculptural, I'll like it, even though, you know, it's not worth anything.
You're attracted to the overall aesthetics and like the artistry behind something, regardless of era or where it was manufactured or
I feel like I'm that way too, Erin. I like to find it doesn't matter to me if it's, you know, if it's got a chip on it or if it's, you know, if it's damaged in some way. I think that it's still useful and it still has a purpose, that someone can still use it for some certain thing. Then I think that's a fun thing to add to your decor.
Yeah.
I heard thunder. I thought I heard thunder, but it's not.
I'm a firm believer in just cramming it on a shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes. I love your shelves, Michael.
Spare inch, shove something else.
Just cram it on a shelf down for sure.
Put it on there. No, I actually have been doing a lot better. I have to get rid of a lot of stuff. So sad days.
Yeah.
But everybody out there will benefit from it, I guess. It's just very difficult to let go of things that you love, you know?
Yeah.
The collection vintage. So do you guys have favorite things to sell? I mean,
I think I do.
What do you?
I think I do. It's what I like to buy, really. Which is a lot of pottery. I like pottery a lot, and I like mugs a little too much. Sometimes Disney stuff. Although these are things I like to collect, but mostly the pottery I do like to sell.
But I think that it's fun to be able to buy things that you personally enjoy. It makes it a little bit more worthwhile and fun for you to see it follow through and go to the next person if you like it.
Yeah.
I like to sell stuff
those
that like people I have like no real idea of what it is, and you can say, well, what do you see it doing, or what do you see it as? Because it doesn't matter what its intended purpose is.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Misty, Michelle? Do you guys have like a preferred, like, is there one thing? I mean, I feel like there is. Like when I think of Misty or I think of Michelle, there's an overall aesthetic I do think of.
Definitely.
I like to sell, like, I like the boho. I mean, I love my vintage, but like when I like my boho, I just kind of get like I just like fall into this like vibe that is just it just like encompasses me, and it's just how I feel, and like if something's got like fringe hanging off of it or something like that, and I can just kind of like go with the moment, and I feel like the energy with the people that are watching, and it just is a lot of fun. I mean, I like the vintage a lot, trust me, like a lot, but I mean, the boho is just more overall my aesthetic at home. And, it's just a little like something, like when I picture, like sometimes like when I picture some of the vintage creators out there that like literally like are dressed vintage or, like go full on committed to the vintage.
I love that.
I mean, it's like, oh, yes. I mean, it's not something that I don't want to do, but like, how many days are there in a week? Or how many rooms are there in my house? And how many, like, it's going to look like Sybil lives here, because like, there has to be some cohesiveness to it, which is, like, I like mid-century a lot too, which kind of can blend better with the boho. So that's kind of like the bridge, right? The vintage and the boho are kind of bridged by the mid-century. And then there's also that little bit of like, I don't give a, because it's my house. Who else lives here? I'll do what I want, right? And I'm like, those kids aren't going to be here forever, so I don't care if they like it.
Right.
So it's a little bit of all those things, I mean, and I think if I had a mark, I'd be at some point thinking, you know what, like every person that walks in this house compliments you on everything. I remember when I was married, everybody would come in and be like, oh my God, I love that. And I love that. And I love that. And then the day I would get ready to go to the flea market, my ex-husband would say, we don't need any more baskets. We don't need anything else that stacks. And we don't need any more candles. And I'm like, dude, do you realize that those are the exact things that everybody compliments us on every time they're in this house? Like, think about it.
And we need another compliment.
Yeah, I'm the same way. There isn't any rhyme or reason. I mean, I like my anthropomorphic things. I like things with faces. I like things that are character. I like things that someone walks into your house and they're like, whoop. But then they also be like, oh, but I like that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, but that I like that. That's what I like.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Well, I don't think there's with a lot of vintage, and especially, and we all know this because I think all of us like some kitsch to some degree. There is something about kitsch that is very specific, right? Kitsch is very specific. It's got a childlike manner to it. It's got a funness, and people think, well, you can't decorate your house with childlike funness, or is it that they wish they could do it with their house and they just don't have the guts to do it,
Yeah.
So I think it's just this whole like, you're brave enough to do what makes you happy because, hello, again, it's your house.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I think, happiness is so fleeting, especially in the world that we seem to be collectively living in right now. So if, a little bug with some big happy eyes and a smiley face makes you happy, then I say buy as many little bugs with happy faces as you can possibly get and shove them onto your shelves and just keep on going.
Yeah.
You know,
like
there's
little,
no
like
such
little black-eyed pink panda.
absolutely. I mean, you got to do what makes you happy in life. It's way too short to.
He sits in a bird's nest.
Of course he does.
In a
Is
cloche.
that the bird's nest you got from Tina?
No, this is an actual one that was found in the yard.
Mm.
So like today,
That's why it's in close. Now I need to wash my hand.
Logan, that's a great example. Toy monkeys on display. Go for it, man.
yes.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Like I have a bunch of vintage pails.
Everybody finds them creepy, but I love them.
I
Wait,
like
really?
I'm gonna put dolls all over the place.
That is
yes.
that is what is her name? Kristen Wiig.
Who this is?
Oh, Janine or Deneen or what's her name?
Something. That
not
big
sure.
headed.
I have the little ears.
Yes. The big headed, tiny handed.
Erin, Erin, can you try to turn up your volume? They're having a hard time hearing you.
Oh yeah. Sure. How do I do that?
Oh, they're so
Oh, that's already better.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
For
close
me,
to it.
I have to remember to turn my volume up before I come in. That's always my problem.
Okay, I didn't know. So there you go. Is that working better? No? Yes.
I mean, I wasn't having a problem, so I don't know. Sometimes it translates differently as a viewer than on our end.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Listen, this is also my first time with this Wi-Fi, so I hope that it's okay.
I mean, the picture, it looks good to me, so.
Yeah.
I'm the one that got booted out, so.
You still,
I'll try and speak closer.
I don't know, guys, because I feel like we can hear her just fine now. It's just one of those things.
Okay. La 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 la.
Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
I don't hear her as well as I hear you, though, Michael.
You do?
I don't hear Erin as well as I hear you.
Does she need to turn her volume up before she comes in?
I can adjust my mic here, I think. Let's see. Audio. Okay, here. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, I adjusted it.
I think
I
so.
think that's better.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure everybody will let us know.
Okay, excellent. And I can't see the comments, so I should have brought a different device.
I'm
We're
not turning mine back
Okay,
on
they're
because I don't
saying
want
yours
to
is fine.
lose my
Yes,
connection.
yes.
Okay.
We're good. We're good. We're on track.
Wonderful.
The world is all right now.
Excellent. I saw Katie there. Hi, Katie. I'm sure there's lots of people I missed, but
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
but you know what? I get that a lot though too in my videos. And I don't know that I've ever noticed it. I think that Missy and Michelle could certainly testify to the fact that I'm not necessarily a quiet person. But I have a tendency, like, that's something I've never really realized. Like, when I'm recording, I'm literally talking like somebody's with me. And I'm not talking like I'm trying to record a video. And then people are like, I can't hear you. And I'm like, I mean, I was talking at my normal volume. And then I'm like, but should I like be screaming louder in the store? Like that would be really weird. When can you guys hear me?
Now don't fall out of your chairs, but I'm a very loud talker in general.
What?
really?
My son's even over there going.
I was waiting for somebody to say it about me or you. I mean,
But so like if I'm editing, let's say a Goodwill video and the music's not, I tend to not be able to hear the music as much because of my big mouth. So I think, Michael, where I don't think that you are a a quiet person by nature, but I think that I don't think that you talk like you would on a normal basis during your videos. I think you're still trying to because you're so courteous and you're in retail, and so you know how annoying it is when someone comes in there.
Well, you have a little bit of a game show host kind of that voice, it's like, welcome to the Cult of Vintage.
Well, yeah, that's like if I try to go high, I can't. I'm like, it makes me choke. So I'm like,
Cindy J, she said she's a quiet talker when she was teaching. I think that might have a little bit to do with it too. I just have a loud voice because it was just what I'm used to.
You had to, yeah.
And the masks do muffle your voice.
Plus, Michael is used to being on a show with me and you.
Right. There's hard to get a word in edgewise.
Well, I have found and this is the thing, doing the voiceovers, no problem anymore, because I literally have a mic right next to me, so I can quite frankly talk like I normally would, and it's projecting just fine. So I'm A-okay.
You're doing really good with those voiceovers too. I tried them, I can't.
Love them. Erin, have you ever done a voiceover?
I have, only because I can't talk in stores. I just can't do it.
I'm gonna have to do voiceovers.
But I can do voiceovers. I used to suck at them, but now I feel like the technology has changed just in the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. So I used to really be bad at them, but now I think the iPhones or your computer or whatever you're doing it on, it works a lot better. So I don't have any trouble anymore.
I just can't. I think it's because I'm just everywhere. I mean, I'm everywhere, and my brain goes faster than or my body goes faster, my brain goes faster than it doesn't mesh up. The brain and the body and the movements don't mesh up. So I don't know. I've done one, and it was harder. It was a lot more difficult for me to do a voiceover.
Yeah.
You know what? That's so interesting though, but I think that's what makes YouTube really, really good. I couldn't think of proper grammar there, but it's kind of because for you, Misty, and I think but that is indicative of who you are as a person, is that there is excitement and you do have a lot of passion, and that's who you are by nature. So for you to do a voiceover, you're just not finding the joy in that, because you like the joy in discovering it and saying, you guys, look at this. And,
I think that's
that enthusiasm.
I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like them, because to me, it takes away from my excitement and my in the moment excitement.
Yeah, because then you have to you may try to put that excitement on, but you can tell it wasn't quite as exciting as when you actually found it.
Yeah, right. And I think New England Thrifter has a very good, it's everyone can play to their strengths. And absolutely, that's such a good thing. That's such a good comment. Yeah. It really is important. And it doesn't matter if Michael's doing a voiceover and I'm not doing a voiceover, that his videos are any better or any worse than mine. It's just everyone can do what they feel is their strength as far as their video.
Yeah.
Well, I know that a lot of people don't like them, but I feel like now that I've been gifted by these two people, these two of a computer, a laptop. Thank you again. I am going to be, making a better effort to do shop-alongs.
I was just going to say, I'm going to interrupt you. Well, I won't be the first time, but I'm going to interrupt you just to tell you, Michelle, I am so proud of you. I am so, so proud of you. She has been so nervous to do a shop with me because she doesn't know how to edit. It's not edited. There was no beginning and no ending. It was just real, raw in her. But she took a leap. She took a step outside of her.
Oh my gosh, you made a video and you made it private and you let me see it, didn't you?
It wasn't private.
Oh. When did you put it up?
I didn't see it either.
Today?
It was
Oh,
today.
I have to get on.
That-
I did
why?
it at 5 o'clock a.m. Like all mine always go at 5 a.m. And then my second one, which was the haul, went at 5:05 a.m. Because
Okay,
I
so
couldn't
everybody, when you're
combine
done watching this live, go immediately to Michelle's channel and watch her first Shop With Me video.
Let me just say though, I just want to say this because people will it is unedited. It's real in the moment. It isn't pretty edited montages, blah, blah, you know.
No.
It is raw and unfiltered.
I like
And it's
that.
a church thrift store. It's
I do
small.
too.
It's not like Goodwill. Like, see, I won't be able to do it at Goodwill. Goodwill is like going to a
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you
it's
will.
like I'm sitting there getting my jam on it at Goodwill. I will.
Yeah,
Thank you, Cindy.
You'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do
You
it.
know, like I'm gonna have to be like narrating it or like talking to it. Like I'll be like, you guys, do you see that? Like that is what I'm dealing with. When people put that there and and I'll be like they're gonna be like, for me, a voiceover is gonna be, okay, now you're gonna have to walk through my mental process because I'm not there anymore. See, because if I'm walking through it, I'm all like, I know everybody can hear me because I'm not quiet. Another alert. And I'm like,
That's such good
Look
comment.
at all those praise. You're
Thank
getting a lot of
you.
compliments on it,
I mean,
Michelle.
it was fun
But
because
you're gonna get comments. Oh my gosh, you're making me dizzy. Your camera skills are
Oh,
bleh.
yeah.
You're making me sick. Hold the camera steady. You're gonna get those comments.
I'm
still-
sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
of that. I mean,
but I am
because
so proud of you.
I'm trying to
Watch
think.
it.
Okay, because and that I did holding my phone with my hand. So I need to get my little thingamajig and do it like that, so that I can hold it. And look.
Michelle, I am sending you my old thing that I used for my phone. I'm going to send it to you in your package this month.
Okay.
But you can hook your phone onto it. It's like a little handheld tripod.
Well, I might. Oh, is it like a selfie stick?
No, it's like a tripod, a short little stubby tripod.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
and I
what
gotta I gotta start to, because I go to the same places, but I mean, it's like it's different. This is in Milwaukee. It's like there's so many people that'll look at you like, "Are you looking at me? I'm gonna get you out. I'll meet you out in that parking lot." I'm calling
What's
somebody
you
right
record
now.
me
You know
for?
what? When you
What's you
think of
record
it,
me for?
well, listen, you need to be very careful, and I think we all are. When you're going, you don't record people, and I know Michelle already knows this. You don't record people's faces. You don't record, especially children, or you keep to yourself. But I think that once you switch over to the mindset that this is my job, this is what I do for a living, and it puts a different spin on it as feeling, I feel so weird. I'm filming in this store. This is so weird. This is so bizarre. But when you're wearing the hat as this is my job, and be proud of it. When people will say, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I have a YouTube channel, and you be proud of it. So,
Well, and I think I need to. I don't know. This is my. I need to go places that I don't normally go to do it for the first times.
Why?
Because I won't care if people are looking at me then. When
Girl, no.
like when you go
It's
somewhere,
this is your job. This is
know.
your job. It isn't any different than those people that work in that store. That's their job. This is your job.
I can't. I'm that person that, you know what, when a good song comes on and it don't matter where I am, I don't care who I'm by, I'm going to be like, what?
Oh, I totally do.
Well, there you go, girl. You don't care what people have to say. So bust that camera out and make you a good video and get to shopping.
Right.
I'm sorry. I got
People
And
are liking what you're liking.
You're proud of what you do and who you are.
Mhm.
Listen, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be.
Because Daniel has a really good question.
Yeah.
And this question is exactly what we have pushed Michelle to do this for, because I do believe, and Misty has talked about this ad nauseum with us, that hauls
Absolutely.
just aren't it. They don't,
Yeah.
people
Well,
want, go for it.
I don't want to say that they're not all that, but if you're wanting to for growth on your YouTube channel,
Well, again, like you
in
said,
that
diversity.
to diversify a little bit, and that way it isn't as stale for you as well, Michelle, because you'll find that you'll have fun with it. And I know you well enough to know that you'll run into people that you're shopping with, and you'll be like, "Hey,"
Totally
and
seasonal.
you know you'll have fun with it. And that's just that diversity in getting people to know you as you shop and as you do your hauls, and how it all kind of blends in together. So,
Yeah.
but I think hauls are very good. I like to combine mine, and I've gotten a pretty good response with doing a shop with me at the beginning and the haul at the end. It's all wrapped up in one nice little package. So, but yeah, I'm seeing these comments, choosing your comfort zone. It doesn't matter what I say, what Michael says, or what anybody says. You do what is best for you and your
Well,
channel.
and you guys know I want to do more like showing like what Erin does too, like showing what you can do with things. That's one of the reasons that I want to get like my table cleaned off, so I can just like say, here's what you could do with these things. Like, you know, I want to do
very
videos
good
where
at
you can.
decor, Michelle.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Love her decor.
You're very good at decor.
Oh, thank you. I just like want to show like there's 5 different things you could do with this one item. You know, I don't know. That's kind of what I really want to do, because I do love to do the decorating.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. I've actually never seen somebody actually say, Misty, you used to do these more.
Well, when I sold on eBay, I don't really sell much on eBay anymore. So it's kind of different to do a what sold video if you're doing a live sale, because you're pretty much watching the live sale and that's what's selling.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You're
It's
seeing
all
it
in
get
one.
sold. Yeah.
You can watch a live sale, a haul, and a what sold, all by watching a live sale.
I mean, I occasionally will have an eBay sale, but I haven't listed it. I only have like 130 things listed in eBay right now, and I have not listed anything in a very long time. So if I did
one thing on Etsy, I'm down to one thing.
Really?
If I did a sold video, it'd be
what
one
is
thing.
it? Let's get it sold.
Yeah, let's get sold.
Is that because you just let's take it like,
mugs.
besides like the move, is that because you've now found that like you really prefer selling live?
I think it's way easier to sell live. Yes, for sure. I find the listing process very lengthy and time consuming and all that sort of stuff. So the live, I mean, if I can sell, 40 to 60 items, in a
couple hours,
then I'm going to choose that over, the photographs and the listing and the tags and the this and the that. I prefer when an item sells on Etsy a little more, only because it's like one at a time, which is quite manageable for shipping. Because shipping, although I wish I were like Misty, I am not. I can't. The shipping like causes me to be backlogged a little bit, but I do prefer to sell in bulk through the live sales. Yeah,
I just like to ship. It's just
I
happy
know.
day.
I try and get in the Misty mindset. I'm like, just do it.
I tell you what,
sit down here and do it for 5 hours. It just is hard.
It helps to make it fun for you.
Yeah.
And
well, I'm hoping with this setup, like I had a horrible setup. I was working in a little shoebox, and where's my tape? Where's my measuring tape? Where's this and that? Whereas here it'll be all laid out, which I think obviously will make it a lot better. So
and that is very important. That's if I were shipping 70 items in one day here we lost her again, here in my house, I would go crazy. But I did it for 3 years, but I wasn't selling. You're back.
Was that me again?
I wasn't selling the extent one day like I am now. So I think your setup is absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah.
I have nope, I don't. That's the thing. I have 2 storage closets. I will pull everything out, put everything on the floor, and then when I'm done, I pack it all up and I put it back into the storage closets.
On the
And
floor,
that's
you
how I
show
do it.
off. You can get on the
But
floor. You
Michael
can get
was
off
I
the
very-
floor.
used to be able to do the floor, and now I just can't get up.
Are you kidding? Call 911 if
Sitting
I'm on the floor.
like that was my thing, and now it's like, oh my god.
And when you are getting up, you're making like noises that you never knew that you knew that would come out. You're like, and everyone's looking at you like, you're like, oh, I'm just trying to get to the floor.
My kids are like, Mom, do you need to make that sound? I'm like, yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I've seen that Pamela has been asking a question.
What is that?
Oh.
Pamela has a question for Pamela.
It was for Erin
We need
Okay.
more shipping.
about
Ba-doop, 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 ba-doop. Erin,
something about
Hearing.
pottery too. I'd seen.
have you ever had any issues filming in your local stores?
I haven't. I don't do it that often. As you'll see on my channel, the thrift alongs are few and far between. But no, I haven't had any issues when I do it. I don't even ever say, can I? I just do it, and then no one's ever told me to stop. So yeah, no problems at all.
Yeah, I think if you're looking
It's
at,
hard. I find it's hard in the busier big stores like Value Village, for instance. Not from the staff, but because it's so busy.
yes,
There's no way to shop without someone, being behind you and trying to push you along. You know what I mean? So I stick to the smaller thrift stores if I'm doing a thrift along. And it's like the antique malls and stuff like that. Those are
Yes.
great to
Yes.
to film in, because more often than not, you're one of maybe 5 people in there at any given time.
Yep, absolutely. I think that going to an antique mall is, if you're just starting out filming a shop with me, or like Michelle went to a smaller thrift store, like a church thrift store, that's your best bet, because when you go into Goodwill or Savers or Salvation Army, even, the music is so overbearing, and it does kind of put you in a sensory overload. I mean, it does for me. I'm just like, there's people and there's sounds, and you're trying to, do 2 things at once. But then you go into an antique mall and you're like, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
I can just
I mean,
focus on a shelf at a time.
I have to be honest with you, and Misty and Michelle both know this, but ever since, like, when I went into that Goodwill, and Cindy can attest to this, that Goodwill that I was in, the shelves were just like crazy packed. That place, I don't know what it is, but the music's loud, but it is like really loud in there. And for whatever reason, it's like the back end of a restaurant, and the dishes are just like, it's just crazy loud in there.
That's how it is all of mine.
It's so
But I've noticed
a big wide open space, so the sounds like amplified, and yeah.
Well, it is, and I think that, I don't know, when you go into when you're shopping at a flea market or anywhere that has a lot of people at once, the thrift stores tend to be pretty crowded. You go into, like, everybody in there's a thrifter, even though they're not, or a reseller, even though they're not. But in your mind, you're saying, they're going to get this things before I do. So you're like, I got to go get this stuff before they do. And then you got the music, and then you've got the people, and then you're trying to film, and then you're, so you're like doing so many different things. And it just stresses me out to film in a thrift store. It just really does.
I'm telling you, the voiceover for me has been, it seriously, like, I walk into a store, I don't even care. I don't care that the music's blaring, because I'm like, I'm doing a voiceover. And then I just feel like I'm in there shopping.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm in there shopping. I don't care anymore. I don't care that, I don't know. It's such a stress reliever knowing that I don't have to worry about what is going on around me, because I'm always like, I got to get this shot. There's a commercial. Oh, I got to cut it off now. Oh, I got to do it now. It's always like this hit and miss and hit and miss.
Do you find yourself still talking, like, as you're filming? You're not talking at all?
Nope. But what I will do on certain things in my head, and you will see, like, literally, if you see my hand point to something and I'm like this, or I'm like, I'm saying absolutely nothing, because in my head, I know what I'm going to say when I'm going like that. So it's a very conscious kind of thing. Yeah. So I literally am like,
Yeah.
And that's how because then when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, that's what I wanted to say.
See, your voiceovers are so well done, Michael. Mine would be like, and then I was gonna go back to this, and then I forgot that, and then I was gonna go back to this. That's what mine would be like.
Mine are a little bit like that.
I literally sit down and but that's the thing. I don't, for me, and this is kind of the thing, and this is what I was telling Missy and Michelle the other day, and Mary and Erin, maybe you can give me your input, but it's like, you start doing something and you don't really know what it is that you want to do, but you feel like, okay, let's do this. I'm going to make a YouTube video. I'm going to make a YouTube channel. And you kind of just go for it and you don't really know what it is you're trying to do. And then and I don't mean this in a negative way or that people were being malicious. It's not like that. But people, they have ideas or suggestions or things that they would like to see. And then you kind of like get in your head and you're thinking, oh, well, that's what people want to see. And then you're kind of like, well, wait, maybe that's not what I want to do. And you kind of start reevaluating kind of the direction that you're heading in. And I don't know what my point was with that, to be honest.
Well, I think what your point is that you were having like a social like identity crisis or something. And
yeah, it came very quick.
I feel like for me, I and I know a lot of people like you're so like methodical, or what is that the right word? Like, like this is I want, you have like this vision and you want it to kind of work out a certain way. Where I'm like, I just am like, I just hope I don't swear. It's just gonna be me, it's gonna be organic, it's gonna be whatever, just don't say the F word.
Will you highlight Skeeter's comment?
I
love
that. While you're doing that, I'll just say I don't cross pottery, Mary. I am, maybe it's because I'm in Ontario and she's from like Alberta area. I had never actually heard of her until I watched the Curiosity Inc. Videos.
That'd be great to find one though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Now I know them, so I'll have to look.
Yeah, that'd be great. I love what Skeeter just said.
That is absolutely. But that, I think what Skeeter said goes to prove, though, Michelle, the other thing, though, too, is that that's what makes YouTube good, is when something is so, like, overly produced, then I may as well be watching cable television.
Right.
And that's not what made YouTube so popular. It's because it's real people doing real things in real time. Like,
but you know what the perfect example is, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, put a little blurb on it. This is the comments made are solely Michelle's. And I know people love these girls, okay? When Selena and Laura were together as the Recycled Life, I liked Selena years ago, and I love Laura. Laura's is like one of my very favorite channels on her own. Yeah. I was so glad that they parted ways business-wise, whatever, because they were so overly produced, in my opinion, when they were together. Every single breath they took was planned in the way I felt it. I felt there was nothing organic about it. I felt it was all very like contrived almost, and I really like them, but I just when they split, and I will admit I don't watch Selena's as often because she's just not as much my vibe. I like as the minute Laura has one come out, I can't wait. I could watch it 10 times in a row.
Yeah,
and her natural vibe is just so breath of fresh air and all these things to me anyway. But that's it. I mean, I know she like knows what she's doing as far as editing too, but I just don't feel like every second is as, like produced.
Yeah.
And I like that. So that, like what you're saying is overly produced is not always the right thing. Like overly produced is too much of a good thing, but produced in just the right way. Like I feel like, Michael, like I just feel like exactly what buttons to hit. Like you, I mean, you like, it's like check, checkity check. And it's like, comes out perfect. Tie a bow on it and schedule it. Schedule it.
I'm very flattered, but I don't. I don't. I just don't. I don't. Like I don't. I don't edit a lot. I string the videos together. Yes, I will trim off maybe the beginning or the end because I want the camera to start recording and then it's recorded longer than I thought, or I catch it on the swing down, but I don't edit.
I think, I mean, if you think about television, for example, and reality, the growth of reality television. I mean, while yes, a lot of it is produced, you know, because, well, I think being on network TV, it kind of has to be, but, you know, people want to see people who they are, raw and unedited and unfiltered. However, I will edit out my ums, or like if I'm sniffling a lot, that
I feel like all you're gonna get from me is especially with the mask.
Like that, Michelle.
Like you're gonna, or if you saw me, it would be like you could see the mask going in and out.
I mean, you know, people got to identify, Michelle.
But I agree. You know, you just got to be authentically who you are and true. And like you want your goal to be, I hit record, and that's what's going to come out. And that's what I want to share with people. There are some times though where you'll like just flub over your words, and then like when I do that when I'm filming, I'll just go like that, and then I'll know that like that's my cue to mess up. Yeah,
I like those things though. I do.
I often will stumble. Here we go. Stumble over my words. Yeah. So when I was first recording videos, I would edit out a ton. But now I don't know if it's because I'm used to speaking for the camera now. It doesn't happen as often. But I am not a well-spoken person, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have to edit 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you guys in the chat discuss them because I have no idea who we were talking about. So I'm like, I don't know.
Left Coast Revival is Laura.
That's Laura, yeah. I like her.
And then the Vintage Bombshell is Selena.
Yeah,
they both have.
I like that name, Vintage Bombshell. That's
I know.
Yeah, they both have great channels, and I don't mean to slight either one.
Excellent channels.
I mean, who am I?
Great, Michelle. Now you're gonna have all of these people, and I don't even know who we're talking about.
Haters.
They're gonna come over here and then leave me hateful comments. I'm gonna be like, I didn't even know who she was talking about.
No, they're great. They're great.
No, I like I said, I like them. I like them.
Oh. Yes, Erin, I'm going to put it in the description box below. All opinions.
But I think YouTube as a whole prefers things that are done a certain way. And if you don't do it that way, it looks, you know, it doesn't push your videos or this or that. So, you know, I'm all for to each their own, but at the same time, if you're expecting growth in a certain way, you have to follow the formula, or YouTube is just not going to push your videos. At least that's been my experience.
No, that's a very valid point, Erin. Yeah. And that's the sad reality of it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Unless you get lucky and something hits and it goes viral and then it just draws everybody in. But the odds of that happening are just so slim to none that.
Yeah.
Yes, disclaimer.
Are you putting it in right now? Can you do that?
No, I was just reading comments, and I was just like,
I know.
The reality. Sometimes you read things and you're like,
"Oh no, you don't."
I have a very expressive face. I can't help it. I'm just.
I think that, you know, if you get too wrapped up in, if you are a content creator and you get too wrapped up into, and Michael's going to die because he loves analytics, but if you get too wrapped up in constantly watching your analytics and constantly thinking, oh, this video didn't do it, and we all do that. I do that. I'm like, oh, because it never fails. When a video that you put out that you think is going to be really good, it never is. And then the ones that you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm putting that out.
Yeah.
And then it does well. There isn't any rhyme or reason. Sometimes it just matters.
Oh, no.
If you're using, if you put on their title and your tags, and it all depends. Me? Am I back?
You're good.
You're
You're back.
Okay. Then, you know, I mean, I just think that sometimes it all depends on if YouTube's going to promote, you know, your channel one week or the next. Because sometimes it works that way. Sometimes that your videos won't be pushed to the forefront and some videos will be. And there isn't any really rhyme or reason to that. We don't know. I mean, it's just what YouTube decides to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just about being consistent, right? So if you put the same type of video out at the same time either it's once a week or once a day, you know, then YouTube really likes that. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can go down the rabbit hole. And I've stopped looking at mine, but only because I've been on here for a very long time. And it's too tiring for my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that I've gotten a lot better with them, just simply because at the end of the day, it is just like what Erin said, and Misty, you just don't know yet. And I do think that there are certain points though that are important, especially if you do talk about channel growth, specific to utilizing the tools within YouTube and understanding what YouTube wants to promote. So those things are important, but I definitely have just been like, okay, so we are a little random here, YouTube. So I got it.
Yeah. And
I
you
know.
you can't beat yourself up about it too if your videos are, because we've all done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the notification bell. I don't know what's up with that notification bell because it doesn't work all of the time.
I will get a notification for a live the day after, and I'm like, why are you live right now? It's like it'll be like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing live right now? And then I'm like, that was from yesterday.
Yeah.
But still go ahead and hit that bell.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, that does help when you do hit the
Oh gosh, yes.
It really does help the content creator. So if you hit, but you won't always get notified. Your best bet is to look at people's community tabs and you're following them on Instagram. If there is a YouTuber, odds are, if you're watching a YouTuber, odds are they have an Instagram account as well, that you'll get things in their stories and in their feed that you won't necessarily get on YouTube. So it's just a whole other way.
Yeah. I always
to be
say
able
if
to
you haven't seen a video from me for a while, check Instagram. I am not dead, but you will get an update there.
Yep. Does watching yes, watch
that does help for sure.
Watch commercials and leave comments.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't pay attention to the video, that's even okay. Just watch the commercials.
Yeah,
leave comments.
Yeah.
That's
Leave an emoji.
And I might be wrong with this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it where if you watch at least a minute of a commercial?
It depends on the commercial.
Yeah. Ask Mr. Analytics.
So YouTube rates it. There's 4 main categories. When you have non-skippables, you have trapped your viewer. And the truth is, if anybody didn't know, non-skippable ads do have a tendency to pay a little bit better. And that is just by virtue of it would be like watching cable television, if you will. That commercial is going to play. And again, YouTube doesn't know if you're actively watching or not. So even if you do put on somebody's playlist and you're just playing it and you're cleaning the house, you're doing whatever, it doesn't matter. Skippable ads. when a skippable ad pops up and it plays for like however many seconds and you hit skip, it counts as an impression. And content creators are paid per 1,000 impressions. Now, if you ever notice that there's two commercials, typically they're 30 seconds, but you can skip the first one and you skip the second one. The content creator only gets credit for one impression. However, if you were to let the first one play and then skip on the second, the content creator gets credit for two.
And they're usually short videos, those first ones. So
those first ones.
Stick it out and watch the second.
The bumpers, yes.
Yeah.
And especially at in first quarter, which is what, January, February, March, April, you'll see a lot of content creators add a few more mid-roll commercials in their videos. And the reason why, and I know that they're annoying, but the reason why is during first quarter, the ad revenue goes, I mean, mine was dropped down like 60%, 70%. So you're adding a few more commercials in there just to make the difference for that ad revenue jumping, just tanking, because advertisers aren't paying. I mean, they're not paying as much for the ads, so just watch it. And honestly, the best $12 a month or $15 a month that I have ever paid is YouTube Red.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't watch any commercials, no commercials. And the content creator actually gets paid, I believe, a little bit more through those YouTube subscriptions. And you get downloads and music and all kinds of free things with your subscription. Oh, Maybelle, I just let you in. You're just going to have.
I would say, I think, Lorianne, you have a really interesting question here. And do you know what I would say? Then do offer ups. Do an offer up and let the people tell you what they want to pay for something. That way, if you bought something for $5 and you're good with making $5 on it, and you're like, this is $10, and somebody else has it within them to pay more than the $10, then that's not on you.
You know what I say? I say sugar britches. I love you, sugar britches. I'm going to say that.
Yes,
and I say that you are running this is your business. This is my business. This is what I do for a living. This is how I earn my living. And my friends know that. And so I'm going to sell my friends something. I'm just going to put a price on something. And your friends can decide whether or not they want to purchase that or not. But they're not your, well, I want to say they're not your, this is going to sound harsh. I want to say they're not your friends if they don't expect to pay for what this is your business. And you have to be able to earn a living, and you're earning a living through selling your things. I'm all for, you give your friend gifts, and you send care packages and friend mail and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to sell your things because that's what you do for a living. Does that make sense? Does that sound harsh?
Yes.
I feel like I have a little bit of a different, because I don't know the value of things as well as Michael and Misty definitely do. Michael walks through and he knows all the names of all these fancy products and stuff. And just by the fact that you know the names of these, I'm pretty sure you know them as well. And Misty, you grew up with it. I grew up thrifting, so all I know is how cheap you can get something for if you try hard enough,
Yeah, that's right.
And so the night before a sale, and Michael knows, we used to talk all the time, showing each other. At the beginning, we'd show each other what we were going to have. Now he doesn't do that anymore, and now he sells things that I wish I had gotten.
Oh my God, I was so nervous at first.
But I literally, the night before, I am Googling, now Google Lens, but I'm doing all those things. I researched the crap out of stuff because I don't know. And the thing is, then sometimes you end up with too much information, because then you're like, okay, well, now I know what it's sold for on eBay. And now I know what it's, but you also have to put a perspective, put that into perspective. Because yes, I bought something and and everybody knows how I feel about showing my prices on a haul. And everybody has a different thought process on that. Like I talked to Stacy about that and she's like, don't worry about it. But like, I feel funny saying I paid 25 cents for this and I'm going to sell it to you for $85. I feel funny about that. I'd rather not show you the price. I'm okay with selling it to you for $85. Well, if you're willing to pay it, you know, I just don't want you to know how much money I made off of you because I think the thing is because we have become a community, right? We are all friends. I have watched Erin for so many years. Like Erin is one of the first, and we've talked about this before. Erin's one of the first YouTubers I've ever watched, ever. She might be the first person I was ever subscribed to. And, you know, and it's like, I mean, it's all about like, how many times has Misty told me, like, you know, it's what the value of something is what somebody's willing to pay, right? But then I'm like, but they're my friend, you know. But like, I mean, and it's not like Misty said, I don't want to sound bad, but it's like, how many of us are our friends, right? Like we are all some of us are acquaintances, some of us are friends. Some of us are siblings practically, you know. I mean, there are all these levels, right? And then if somebody spends X amount, then do you feel this, do you have this other thing tearing you up inside saying, oh, I should throw in a free something or other? Do they do that at the store for me? No, they don't. I sure wish they would, but you know, they don't. And so it's kind of like you have this struggle, and I always, Misty and Michael have to keep me on track a lot, and Misty especially, because it's that business minded mentality that I have got to stay focused on having. I've got to remember that this is how I make my money. This is how I pay my bills. And if people, you know, it's not like a matter of if people don't like it, they can leave. Well, I mean, that's true, but you don't want to say that, right? Because they probably are already doing that if they don't like it. But, you know, I mean, as far as like what Lorianne is saying, like, how do you charge somebody? I mean, I think you have to base it a little bit on what's your purpose. Is your purpose, are you doing this to, you know, to supplement your income? Is this your income? Are you doing it for fun? You know, what is the purpose? I think that's the number one thing you have to assess.
Well, I think that there's a lot of things that go along with that. With, you know, you want to have your customers to keep coming back, and the way that you do that is you provide them a good experience, you provide them excellent customer feedback, you answer their emails, you to me my way of doing that, and it makes me feel happy inside, and I hope that it makes my customers feel good when they get a package from me and they open it up and it's appealing to the eye. It's like a little gift that they've given to themselves. And you know, and Michael and I talked about this before. I think Michelle, we've talked about it. You know, you can do certain things every once in a while. You can give people discounted shipping or throw in a little extra something every once in a while. You can't do it every time. Otherwise you're just, it's like rolling down your window and throwing out money, you know, when you're, you know, so you need to have you need to treat your customers well and let them know that you respect them. And I think that's key, you know. But I saw someone comment about, I don't want to bid against my friends. Too bad. I mean, this sounds heartless, but if I want something and Michael wants something,
it's
I
on.
want it. So does he. It's on. It doesn't. You can't. It's like when you're at a four-way stop and you're like, no, you go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
Michelle and I have done it all the time. I mean,
on Instagram, there are only, you know, here's how I feel like there are levels of of something. Like if we go into
Yes.
something and I see something and I'm like, I think of Michael before I think of me on something, then I concede. I'm not even going to
Yep.
try. Like I will feel
You'll know.
happier to see Michael get that. But like I went, like my Avon doll heads, my girls, back in the day when my friend and I collected them together in the 90s or the 80s. I mean, one time we both liked them. We both collected decanters. And it was kind of like that. It was like first come, first serve. But there was this one, we walked in this basement, there was a table full of decanters, and she saw that doll head one, and she saw it before me, and she picked it up and she went right and she put it right in my hands. And it's like that. It's like it's almost like there's like this, like, there's a couple things I like better than you like, or there's a couple things I know you like better. And those are the things that it's like going to be like, that's a her thing, that's a me thing. But then there are going to be some things where it's like, oh, elbows, bees. How we always say, sharpen those elbows.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are, and isn't it fun though when and this is it's kind of contradictory, but like there's been times that I have bid on something and I've won it, and I paid a little bit too much for it, but I knew I was going to send it to somebody. Like I knew I was buying it to send to somebody.
Oh yeah.
And how many times in this community do we see at live sales, someone say they bought this and they're like, go ahead and send it to Michelle, or go ahead, they'll pay for it and then they want you to send it. We see that all the time. So, I don't know. You have to, if you want it, you need to go for it. And I saw someone, I think it was Southern Mermaid, said that she would, what did she say? She said something like, I had a friend at that yard sale with me and we would push each other out of the way. That's Jeffrey and I. I will push him out of the way, but it's all in good fun. We have fun. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Just to kind of circle back, because I think that Daniel and I know I'm kind of going totally random, but I think Daniel had an interesting question about fixed prices going away.
No, I don't. I don't
know.
Listen, I know that we talked about this before. I get just as many emails from people that like the offer ups, and just as many emails from people that don't like the offer ups. Hey, Pamela.
I'm Miss Pam.
So
We love Pamela.
People either they like them on this hand and they don't like them on this hand. It's neck and neck. I think that it's fair to have both, even if it's just, if you're having more off, and I tend to, because I'm only selling like 30 to 35 things now instead of like 70. So I am having more offer ups, but I still think it's important to still do a few fixed price things, because we're not going to make everybody happy, but still it helps the people that do prefer things to be, and not everything should be a fixed price. Like if I'm selling a little golden book and it's only worth $6 to $8, I'm not going to start an offer up and start it at $8. I'm not going to start it at what it's worth.
Yeah.
So it's not everything warrants an offer up, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think there will be sellers who prefer the fixed price, like me. Not as a buyer. I don't mind as a buyer. Like everybody,
Right.
But as a seller, I just prefer the fixed price. It's what I'm comfortable with for now. So I think
that's great.
Yeah. I think you will still see fixed price for a while yet from some sellers. But I mean, who knows what the future holds, I guess.
What do you think, Michelle?
I mean, I think in my sales, I'm always going to have a mix. Because here's the thing, like I don't just sell big items. I sell a mix. I sell small.
Right.
I am not going to feel good selling something that I know I will feel silly saying, okay, I know going in this item is worth $12. What I'm going to do, start a offer up at $5. I mean, waste my time, waste your time, waste everybody's time.
Yeah.
Call it $12 or, you know, we can move on. And so I feel like what you're saying, like when you mix, you know, like you have cut your amount of how many things you sell in half. I would love to get to that point. But when I look at some of my sales, like for instance, my boho sale last week, I only had like maybe five offer ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes it's like, well, I mean, this isn't vintage. It's not, some of it is, you know, but it's not all vintage stuff. And I don't want to get it to the point where somebody's going to say, well, forget it. I'll just go order it on Amazon or order something similar on Amazon, you know?
Well,
yeah,
can I
most of the
interrupt
things.
you, Ben?
What?
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
Because Scott, I think, is bringing up an interesting point in this, because he's saying that fixed pricing is good for items that are under, say, 25. But if something you know is going to be popular, then offer up is the best way to go.
And I will say that is almost exactly my mentality.
Yep.
Like I have like
Get on, Scott.
$18, $22. There's like certain things that are like $18 or $20. And then I'm like, yeah, if they're going to be more, if I know then I do. Yeah.
I think it's very important to not start an offer up at a ridiculous price.
Yes.
I think that you need to start an offer up. You need to make money off of what you sold. I mean, what you've bought. So, you know, you need to start it at to where you're still, just like when you post something as an eBay auction, you need to start that auction at a price that you feel comfortable selling it for. And so I don't think that if you have, I don't know, this Yeti cup, which, you know, I'm just using this as an example. And I paid, let's say, $5 for this. And I think it's probably going to sell for maybe $30. Okay, I paid $5 for it. It's going to sell. In my mind, I'm thinking, because we all think about, okay, it's probably going, you know, I'm not going to start it. I'm going to start it at, I may start it at $8. You know, I'm going to start it at $8. What's tricky about that is the dollar increment bids. And I wish that there was a way around that. And I know that there's not, but with us doing the controversial just in case on the three-way sales, the reason why that helps is because, and the reason why sometimes I think it has to be done is because if we're bidding on this and then it's like $17 and the next person $18 and the next person $19 and the next person $20. And then we do and at that point, that's usually typically when I start saying, okay, I'm going to start
the countdown.
because we're going to be here all day, you know? And so, but then if you do your just in cases, then that's kind of, you can't say this is at $32. I'm just using it as an example. And someone puts in a just in case of $34. You're not going to get it. Odds are you need to put a just in case. You're not going to pay. Like if you put a just in case of $45, it doesn't mean you're going to pay $45 for it, but you're securing that big gap of an offer there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I will agree. I think, for me, and this is the thing, I think that if it's been a while, I think for a lot of you that have seen me in a YouTube live sale, but like it's scheduling. But it's not a question of I hate the dollar bids. It just takes too long. And I am a very impatient person. And I'm like, I want this. I want to know that it's mine right now. So that's just my thing. Like if something, and truth be told, if I as a collector know that the collector value of something is $50 and it's at $10, I'm gonna come in heavy and I'm gonna go 25.
Yeah.
Because I know it's half of what I would have to pay for it on eBay. Now, if we start getting up towards that $50, I might start slowing down. Or you might have catched me in one of those moments where I'm like, oh, see, no, I'm going to win this come hell or high water. So, it's one of those situations.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday when you guys were on, I was double devicing because our girls were on Insta. And I might have bought a lot of things. And I got into like a bidding thing with one other girl. I think it was on a dream pet. And every time I was like, I just kept going to at least $2, at least $2. And because it was just she and I. And I'm like, oh, we're not going to I'm not doing this two-step dance here, And so every time I would go $2. And then, you think, sometimes you got to think about it. Like, I don't want to give out my secrets, but you got to think about, what do you think somebody else's limit might be? What number are you getting at? Like, play your numbers,
I say a $3 increment bid is a good bid.
Well, and it depends what number. It depends what the number is that you're coming towards. Okay, like, say for example, somebody's like, nobody's gonna pay over $100 for something. Well, then you go bid 105.
Were you bidding against Skunky Junk? Is that who you were bidding against?
I just bought a. Oh. Look, I got 2 in the mail today, and
she's gonna be buried with all them dream pets in her casket.
For all these people that were mad at me about what I said before, the disclaimer crap. Look, you guys know I can't stand squirrels. I bought a squirrel. This squirrel will be on my wall.
Michelle,
a squirrel. I bought it, people. I bought it. Look at this thing. Michelle, you're gonna be looking at me with this big.
I have a dream pet hoard that I've been saving up. So you're gonna be getting some more.
Oh Lord.
And look, it's a kangaroo.
That one's cute.
Is he smoking a cigarette?
You'll see one in my video tomorrow for you, Michelle. It's dirty.
Ooh, somebody needs to send me some more shelving.
Dirty.
Higher. That thing's coming down. That's going somewhere else. I already gotta have more higher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll make it work.
I mean, there's worse things in life to be addicted to than dream pets. I mean,
well, Jeannie, Chicago lady, she's the one that kind of started me. I had a couple that I had
a lot of nice ones,
and then she bought me a bunch, or sent me a bunch of them. But she said, Michelle, I hate to tell you this, but if you believe what they say on Pinterest, there are like 1,000 of them. She goes,
are there really?
No, there's newer ones and older ones.
And I'm like, we don't live here anymore then.
Southern Mermaid said, Michelle, get you a boho hammock and throw them all in there.
Oh yes, I need a thing like they do with the stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to have one of those as a child.
And I'll just like pin them to it so they will all spread out. Yes, I'll do that.
The one that you put up in the corner of the room.
Yes, I had all my. Do you guys remember Koosas? Remember Cabbage Patch and your Koosas? Your Koosas were the animals. I still have my first one. His name is Lovins.
I'm old. Oh my God. My cousin sent me, a happy birthday thing yesterday. And he said, now you can get a discount at the Salvation Army stores, but you're going to have to wait 5 more years for Goodwill, which I knew because Goodwill, you have to be 60. But I don't know if we have any more Salvation Army thrift stores here in my area. So now I got to look into that.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh,
I know we have St. Denny's and we have Goodwill, but I don't think we have. I don't know if we have any Salvation Army anymore.
My dad is ruthless when it comes to asking for the senior discount.
Oh, I'm
gas station. You got a senior discount? Everyone, you got a senior discount?
Well, now I got to find out how old do you have to be a senior? How old is your senior discount?
Yeah, our kid is 55.
Oh, what? I'm going on a road trip. You guys tell me where you're at.
In Indiana, it's 55.
Oh, here
I've seen a bunch of 55. Oh, you're getting ripped off then.
That's not right. Not right. See, you know why? Because it's because Chicagoland and Milwaukee and southeastern Wisconsin and Chicago are one cluster. That's the division or the region. And Chicago everything is more expensive in Chicago. So
Now,
that's
Erin,
probably
you
one
don't
of
have
the things.
Goodwill's
we
up
have
there, do you?
Goodwills. We used to, and they shut down, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago.
Really?
And no more Goodwills.
But what do you have? Is there like a Canadian national?
Well, they have Value
I'd
Village.
say Value Village is a big
Okay.
one. Salvation Army is still pretty
Oh, you
big
do?
and pretty popular. Yeah.
Okay.
St. Vincent de Paul.
Savers? Do you have Savers?
No, it's the Value Village. I think.
Oh, that's there was one girl that I used to watch that lived in Toronto. I don't watch her anymore, but it was clothes and stuff. So, but she went to this one place and I can't remember what it was called.
I think those are the main ones. But I like the small ones, the no names, because you find I also live in a small town, so I have to drive an hour to get to the main ones. But the small ones is where you find the goods. I think, at least where
I do too.
Yeah.
It's where nobody goes.
Yeah.
That's
of course,
still
you
my
can't
dream.
use that in a YouTube title because YouTube doesn't like that. But
well, yeah, that's the horrible thing though too. It seems like for your videos, that if you put out a Goodwill video, just because you have Goodwill in the title,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't roll my eyes any louder at that.
Misty, you know how excited you were when we got on like Liz Retro's radar? Guess whose radar I'm on?
Who?
Crazy for Retro, Peggy Lou.
Ooh, Peggy Lou.
Really? Oh,
she knows who I am.
Peggy Lou. She's gonna say, "I just
I'm like, my daughter.
Talk about a relaxing voice."
Seriously,
I told her she's one of the gentlest souls in all of YouTube land. They really are, right? And so I told her that Rachel is transferring to WSU, and she's like, "Oh, well, we'd be happy to come down there and go thrifting."
Just like you can go in her basement. She's like, "Can I just go and you look around in your basement?"
Right? That's the loot chute right there.
She'll be like, "Yes, you can, but you have to leave all of your bags and your purse upstairs."
Yeah, I just picture
we're gonna pat you down before you leave.
I picture a bunch of clear bins that you can see through, so you know what's in them, and they're labeled, and they're like it will be like going like on a shopping spree, but you can't touch because you can't. They're all in tote.
One of these days,
those boxes.
One of these days, I'm just going to end up on Liz Retro's doorstep.
I know we have to go there. Like
they have laws against that kind of stuff now.
You'd be like, Mr. Retro's locked the doors.
I joked with her about what she said. She said something about their they put that mattress pad thing on the spare bed, and I'm like, well, thank you, I appreciate that. She was so yeah. I know she's I think she's fully embraced our community now. Like, but within she's watching, right?
She knows I'm a stalker. I openly
They're calling you out in the chat.
I openly tell her that I'm stalking her.
She's the best. Like, who wouldn't stalk her? She's the best.
I love her. I want to go play with all her dolls. I just want to go play all of her dolls.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something. Oh, I love Mr. Retro, and I love that Mr. Retro is now stopped. He's like,
he's all about now that he's gotten in front of the camera. You can't put him behind it anymore. No, he's the breakout star.
I love him.
He was like showing his tuchus when he had that jacket on, and then he showed that ugly pocket on the cool old pants. I was like dying.
Look, Michelle and I are just having our own little Liz Retro's love fest. Nobody else cares.
That happens about once alive.
Katie.
At least.
Katie, vintage and vinyl. Me too, sister. Listen, my title for tomorrow's video is so horrible. And after I typed it out, I thought, well, that just sounds dirty. And it was like, I've exposed my honey hole or something. And I'm like,
well, you might get a lot of
now that you guys talk about all the Goodwill ones, I mean, if you look at mine are like Goodwill, thrift haul, and then the date. Goodwill, thrift haul, then the date. Mine are all the same, just a different date.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, let me try a different one. I had a quickie. That's what I said, because I went real fast. I went through a store in 20 minutes. So I said, I had a quickie.
Did it
Oh
perform
my
better,
gosh.
Michelle?
I don't know, because I don't look at the analytics.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I guess I should
I
look
have
so I can
trouble
see if I need to have another afternoon delight or something.
The other day, I put out a video, and I could have just called it auction haul or auction something, but I thought of something clever. But I can't even remember what it was. It did horribly, like really horribly, and so I just changed it back to like a normal title, and it started performing better. So YouTube has me on a different wavelength.
Do you do that? Erin, do you do that though? Do you go back and like change your titles? I've done that a couple times too, because like sometimes if you're editing late at night and then you put in your title and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, what?
Yeah,
I
do, because I'll just, you know, for a number of reasons. Number one, maybe YouTube will like it more if I change it. Number two, I just don't feel right about that anymore. You know, when I chose, I'm like, oh no, I regret it. I should change it.
You're like, I slept on it, don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to
didn't know you
expose
could
my
actually
honey
do
anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can. You can go back and re-edit any of it. So I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I've changed thumbnails as well if they're not performing.
I have too.
As well. Yeah.
I never even thought to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I have done
I
it
don't know
because
if
I've forgotten
YouTube
to
likes
put
that.
one on. If I'm like doing it late at night, if I put up a haul really late at night, I'm laying in bed. I'm like, well, shoot, I can't like put together a picture now. Like, so I'll just like look at the three, you know, that they give you the three choices, and whichever one doesn't look like, I'm like, you know, I picked the one that least looks like that.
Yeah.
Michelle, you have picked those ones before.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
you
you've
have.
totally seen them.
There are some
I'm
when
not-
your face is like right.
She's like,
I can't help it. I'm old. I'm blind.
I love you, Michelle. You crack
there's
me up.
Michelle's screenshots.
There you go.
I'm gonna.
Show cleavage next time, Michelle. Just like
I gotta channel my inner sugar britches.
yeah. Sugar britches. Love
I
her.
can't do that. Why don't get up that high?
I can. You got like you just gotta. She's got that pouty look.
She looks
Like-
amazing.
Like I didn't do it.
I cannot.
You gotta like
There,
You
Michael's got it.
suck in the cheeks.
get that little
You gotta
porn
suck
kind
in the
of like
cheeks and
porn thing going. I wasn't a bad girl. And then you gotta get your boobs all, and you gotta have good lipstick on.
Sexy, I am not.
oh my god,
I always
Michelle.
see her. I'm like, how do you get your boobs like that?
I'm jealous. I'm just envious.
Yeah.
Like what bra am I like? I will never wear underwear again.
Sugar britches, you need to leave us all the link to your bra.
Yeah.
Because I want one.
There we go. Pamela has got the key.
You know what? Miss Pamela, even better, the ones that I don't show my face at all, those are the ones that do better.
Oh.
If my face is not in my thumbnail, it does better.
Well, I never like. I mean, I try to put together a little vignette of the items. That's what I try to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, precious Joanne! Could you imagine if Peggy Lou did a live sale?
If who did?
Peggy Lou.
Oh God.
So, I mean,
Oh, hello, kitty.
what do you think is more? Do you think that the title is more important, or do you think that the thumbnail is actually more important?
I think
Because,
thumbnail's more important.
What'd you
Isn't
say?
like-
I think
is
the
the
thumbnail.
thumbnail-
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the thumbnail, because if I see like something that like if like look there, I'm not naming names or nothing like that, but there are certain faces or looks that if I see one more time again, like I cannot scroll fast enough away from certain things, certain faces like that are so like posed or whatever.
Does it look like this?
Like a no, no. Something that looks somewhat like a caricature.
Contrived.
I just can't. And I mean, if it's like people outside with your kids or something, I'm down. I don't have a problem with that at all. But like you could have the most clever, and I mean, look, I am all for the clever. I'm all for like a pun, all the things. But if I see another,
Skeeter.
you know what I mean?
Skeeter Lee's trinkets. That's pretty epic.
Well, I think that's what we like to use pinch or Instagram for. It's kind of like a advertisement. Mm-hmm. I think if you like, who has the time to do a pre-sale
video? I was
video?
Gonna say I wish I had time for that, but I'm like scrambling sometimes last minute to grab a couple more items.
I mean, have you seen when my videos, my things hit Instagram? It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Like,
do you know what I did just notice though? And I thought that I actually did think that it was a clever idea. Kim from Oh My Vintage. The video was like 1 minute and 54 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. It was, and she posted.
Well, YouTube has that new feature. It's called, what's it called? Clips or what's it called?
Oh, what?
Shorts.
Yeah.
Shorts. Which that alone, I have gotten several requests from companies wanting me to do advertisements in the clips. So that is just a really quick, and it's not a video, it's just a little thing. So I think that's a new thing that people are starting. It's almost like Instagram
reels or TikTok
or TV
or story.
Yeah.
So I think that though utilizing those, Miss Pamela, would be great to do those short little videos, those little. Oh, she does do them.
Okay.
Miss Pamela, I haven't seen that you've done those.
I haven't either.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
They're under. I think they're 2 minutes and under.
I do them on the TikTok.
Make sure I ask them later. Cut. No, like, what the heck were you guys talking about before?
It's not a video. It's like 2 minutes or under. So they don't really count.
It's called what?
As a video.
Shorts.
Oh,
like eat my
horse.
Oh,
she's only done one. Okay, I was gonna say.
I missed.
Well, I think it's a really good idea.
I do too.
Yeah.
I typically will do them on Instagram, but I always forget about the YouTube Shorts. They need to come up with a better name. I feel like I'm talking about an article of clothing.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really promote it though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't know that it's there. Like, I totally forgot about it. If we hadn't been talking about it, I wouldn't remember that. I mean, it's not like I see it. They don't pop it up in the studio.
Hey, Dave. Picasso Cat, I think that they stay. They don't disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Pants. I like that title better. YouTube Hot Pants.
Oh, yeah. Get it.
Yeah, a lot of people do a lot of Instagram is becoming very TikTok-y right now.
I love the TikTok.
Oh God.
I do.
You know, Misty, do you know how mad Rachel is at you for doing that? She heard me go and check you out on one, and she's like, all of a sudden, I swear to you, you could feel the air when her head snapped and she looked at me and she goes, "Are you on TikTok?" And I was like, "Misty made me do it."
Michelle, you have to call.
I only watched Misty, nobody else. Well, now I've gone and I've followed Perla, so now
Perla has excellent.
Jamie, Mid-Century Modern.
Yes. Mid-Mod Marion is on there.
Jamie is on there.
Katie
is on there.
Yeah.
Bye, Katie.
Look, I will tell you right now.
But Michelle,
that
you
if I-
have to call it the TikTok.
Oh, I do. I said something about the Goodwill the other day, and Rachel's like, the Goodwill? And I'm like, I'm old. I am officially old. I call everything the blankety blank.
Yeah.
The
It's
YouTube.
that's just the way it is. It's the YouTube, it's the TikTok, it's the Instagram, it's the Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is.
I have no interest. I actually, this is,
What's your name?
I'm curious about this.
Oh.
How everybody got their YouTube/Instagram names. Erin, do you want to go first?
Sure. Mine was just that I don't know if anybody knows, but I used to be formerly Gentle Thrifty Mom.
We all know.
Okay. No, but some people keep asking me, what were you before? Because I've mentioned I used to be Gentle Thrifty Mama, but then my shift to vintage happened, I don't know, a couple years ago maybe. And basically it's the collection vintage because I was selling off everything that I like to collect. So it was my collection vintage. And then as far as my YouTube, my Instagram, I do have two, although I don't know why I have two, but I do because I don't use one that often, which is just the collection vintage, which is my resale stuff. And then I have the collection vintage at home. Just means that it's me and my life at home. Sometimes you'll see the kids, that sort of thing. So it's more my personal, but still a business page. But I just didn't know if some people didn't want to see that part of my life. They could just follow me for updates on the resale at the collection vintage. So that's my, I think. Oh, is my
Sorry.
We had a Smurf in here. There was a Smurf. We call trolls Smurfs.
Oh, okay. I was like, really?
Yes, I don't deal with trolls in my chat. We only have Smurfs here.
Okay. Okay.
Though I don't think I should call them Smurfs.
No,
because
Smurfs
You
are
like
happy.
Smurfs.
I know, you know what I mean? We'll call them
Gargamels.
Gargamels. Yes.
Gargamels.
Yeah.
There you go.
We have a Gargamel.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, from now on, there are no trolls, there are no more Smurfs, they are Gargamels.
Gargamels.
I like that.
God, can I tell you the last name? That's triggering. With the last name McGargle, a child of the 80s.
Well, my name was, with Miss T. Everyone would say, "Hey, Miss T, where's Mr. T? He's your husband, right?" All the time. Sugar Britches is cracking me up because she said, "I'm on TikTok, but I can only fit Sugar Britches' sweet ass." So people are very disappointed.
You get a lot of followers that way, Lori.
Yeah, because your name can only be so many characters on TikTok. So mine's just Thrifter Junker Junker Vintage. But my name just came to me one day. I wanted it to like rhyme, and I was like Thrifter. What rhymes with Thrifter? Okay, so that mine was just like a rhyming thing, but it's so long. My tip is to not have a long name, but have a name, because if you think about it, if you're in YouTube and you're looking for thrifting videos and you start typing in Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter is going to show up there in that search bar. People are going to be like, well, who's that? And they're going to click. So kind of think, I didn't think about it that way, but it makes a lot of sense now that I do think about it. So think about that a little bit too.
I wanted to do a vlog, or is that no blog? I wanted to do blogging and years ago, and I tried to come up with a name for it, and I couldn't, and then I kind of was like, oh, comfy, cozy. Everybody always says, oh, your house is so cozy, it's so comfy, it's so cozy. And so I just kind of like that, I picked that, and then I never did the blogging. And then when I did do my reselling locally, I was Vintage Remix. my local business name was Vintage Remix because
Oh,
I
I
wanted
like
it
that.
to be
Me too.
well, because what it signified is I sold things that were vintage, and I also sold things because there wasn't a rule there where I was that might have been from TJ Maxx or might have been from Pier 1, but they were you remix it. They looked like you couldn't always, you weren't sure, right? You know what I mean? Like somebody was like, oh, I don't know, and so I did love it. But then when I came to YouTube, I was like, I didn't want to only be vintage because I felt like more than that in a sense.
Mhm.
And I feel like I knew like the whole boho thing was part of me and all that kind of stuff. And so I was just like, well, if I do, and I had my email was comfycozyliving@gmail.com for years. So I was like, you know what? How about I just stick with Comfy Cozy Living? And it's a little different than everybody else. And it doesn't matter that you don't know for sure if I'm vintage or not, because I think enough people in the community know. And then, even the boho and stuff. And like Stacy, when she was here, she goes, you definitely got the cozy down. Now we need to make it more comfy for you in here because I'm so crowded in. She saw what she's like, oh, now I get it. Because she, like you guys don't know how much stuff is around me and how I feel like I need to, get things more organized and stuff. So I was like, it's just like the vibe that, I just felt like Comfy Cozy did it.
Yep, it fits. Michael, what about you?
I mean, mine was it was very intentionally made to make people be like, excuse me. That's just, I mean, I am a very laid back. I like to, I don't know. It was made to make people kind of be like, huh? It's just my sense of humor. It's not, I'm not, we're not out here doing sacrifices. We're not out here doing like weird stuff. Like, it's tongue in cheek. It's supposed to be humorous.
Yeah.
It's nothing deep. And we're here for the Michael's religion. I'm here for you being here for it too. Thank you, Skeeter.
Like a lot of people, somebody was like yesterday, saying something about, the Illuminati is Satan.
Oh,
I
know.
World?
I know, and I did, and that was another thing. And then I was like, well, I have the Cult of Vintage, so how can I be even more offensive? Let me throw the Illuminati eye in. Again, it's just supposed to be something that's tongue-in-cheek. It's funny. I don't know. I think that a lot of times they say laughter is the best medicine. And I really am a firm believer in that. And if you can laugh at
cases.
Can I? Oh, geez.
What? I'm missing the
Can I say
I
this?
should get my other thing on.
I'm gonna say this I will say this on the live chat. I legitimately was like, for a merch idea, I was like the Cult of Vintage BYOB or wait BYO Kool-Aid or something like that, or Kool-Aid not required.
Oh yeah.
Is that a little too? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to offend too many people.
Well, I know somebody that can make you some merch designs.
I know. I know.
Drinking Kool-Aid on basis.
I know. I'm sorry, Cindy. That's tomorrow night. It's going to be on Misty's channel, right?
What?
What did I miss?
Oh, no. No, not on my channel. But yeah, Michael, I think that would be fun. I think that just your logo in general, I think would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the nice thing about having certain merch that isn't so like just your brand. It's like if someone wore a shirt that said the Cult of Vintage, it's just kind of, it could be
cool.
Yeah,
cool.
like if you love vintage, it could be. David said, "Don't burn any stuffed animals." No dream pets will
Never.
be harmed. No dream pets will be sacrificed.
Hey, now.
No.
Unless it's this one.
No.
He goes first.
He's the first to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Oh my
funny.
gosh. Well, I don't know. Did I miss any questions?
Like when she pointed over here, and I go, "It's not the political dream pets, is it?" 'Cause Michael sent me he sent me the beach, you know, and I'm like, "It's not the political dream pets, is it?" 'Cause they're so cute. I don't even care that one's not my vibe. They're just so cute.
You know, I had to have rehand stitch those. The sawdust was falling out of them when I bought them.
Oh, I don't care. They're sitting up there good
Mhm.
behind Lucy the Lamb.
I
don't
love
know.
a shirt of sacrificing, burning some ugly home decor. You know, I can tell you, Jamie wants a picture of Joanna Gaines with the big cross thing through it. Like, no. Jamie had a whole discussion about Joanna Gaines. She doesn't want, because she ruins cool vintage homes.
Jamie just needs to capitalize on the feelings of her kids. If she put her kids on a t-shirt, I'd wear that all day long. Bo like sang happy birthday to me, and like I was like dying. I'm like, no. Rachel said, "Mom, all I want for my birthday is for him to sing happy birthday to me," and then he sang yesterday to me.
Look at Logan's comment, the blood of a young blue bow goose.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, you go to any thrift store, you can find them in droves.
Oh yeah.
Gather around the fire, children.
Yikes.
Oh my goodness.
Michelle, is this a dream pet
Oh, that
or no? Because it doesn't.
does it have a tag on it?
It doesn't have a tag.
Oh, look at his little beaded eyes.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, it's so cute.
It could be. It could be an older one.
Yeah.
It looks like it's saying.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cute.
It looks like it could be like a bull or something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. What animal?
He doesn't have any horns, though.
No,
but does he have eyes?
Dog, maybe.
Is he a puppy?
I don't know. Can you see?
Oh, he
looks like a little bulldog.
I'm not sure because their eyes are his eyes like fabric.
No, they aren't. They aren't.
See, I don't think so then because all their eyes tend to be fabric. There's nothing like. There's no like real like a gem or anything.
Yeah. I was trying to look up and someone had said dream pet, but it doesn't look like, our dream pets like 50s, 60s or what our era or 70s even.
I mean, it could still be a sawdust animal.
Yeah.
It might not be a dream pet. Like what the one that Barb had, it wasn't a dream pet. It was a holiday fair, which holiday fair and Vanity Fair, there are a few, like I'm gonna have this one mermaid sneak peek, or well, it's not a sneak peek, but I'm gonna have the Vanity Fair mermaid in tomorrow's sale.
Wait, what?
See, this is what we go through. We're like, what?
Yeah. What you got something to say about that, Mr. Receipt?
And then we can't bid.
Mr. Receipt pick seller.
Mr. Receipt pick seller. What are you talking about?
No, I have 5 of those. You really want some of those?
Well, not anymore because I bought like 5 oil cans this weekend and I'm using those.
Oh.
Here, do you want a preview? I'm gonna give you a preview.
Yeah, give us a preview.
She's not in the best condition, but she's old. Oh, she's actually a dream doll. She's a dream doll, but she's a dream. That's like a division of dream pets. See, dream dolls. But look, she's got her little mirror.
See, I thought she was smoking a cigar. I thought that was a cigar in her hand.
Well,
That's all right. I'll get LaDonna or Randy to bid for me.
She must have been hanging off of this like little thing. I don't know why. Oh, well, that's not in there. That's good because she didn't need that. She just needs a better wig.
She's so
But
sweet.
she'll be in tomorrow's sale.
I love her little flippy
She's
tail.
fantastic with the lame.
So
Her
sweet.
hair's a little, but she's got the brow still. Yeah, girl, get
And
it.
the blue eyeshadow.
Her makeup's
All
on
about
point.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Randy said, Michael, you got it.
Yes.
And
Well,
that's
Michael,
okay.
Thank you.
So Michael has an example of the Vanity Fair doll. That one that I sent you for Christmas
Phyllis
that looks like
Diller.
Phyllis Diller.
Yeah.
That's a Vanity Fair doll. But they're all like the same. And so she had this holiday fair, which I think one or two of mine are holiday. And some of those aren't dream pets, I will tell you. They're just, they look good enough and I like them. But yeah, this is a dream doll. I got her at an estate sale.
Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, she's cool. I didn't realize that Dream Pets made human versions. Huh. Well, you learn something.
You know who could give you a good
Liz Retros.
That's right.
It'll always circle back to Liz Retros.
Oh my
Everything
God.
always circles back.
Tomorrow.
I want to have a
company.
shirt made, and Liz Retros is like a saint.
Liz,
That's
if you're
right.
watching this, get security. Now.
I love her.
I got a
just-
package I gotta put together for her. I've got just like I keep adding to the
Me
thing
too.
I get her.
I would just be sitting next to her going, what are you doing now, Liz Retros? What about now?
Okay, we have one more question because I do think that it's an important one. I know how Misty films now. I know how Michelle is filming, I believe. I don't know how Erin's filming now.
I film on I film on my iPhone. I used to use my camera, but I've got an old, I say old, but it's the G7X, and it has trouble focusing sometimes. So I found my film was coming out, or my video was coming out about blurry. So I just use my iPhone. I switch it to 4K video in the, how you can switch the video, and that's what I use. I try and go as slow as possible, but I do just hold it in my hand. So I am after sort of figuring out a good tripod to use to put it on it.
Let me grab the one.
I have an I guess it was like $25, but it just has like a, oh goodness, it just stretches out.
Yeah,
and
then
it has like a telescope on it, and it can go left or right. You can use it as like a selfie stick too if you really wanted to, but
This is the one that I'm going to send to Michelle. It has, they call it a trigger. So like you can hold it, and this is a tripod too. So this goes out into a tripod, and then it has this little nub. Look, Michelle, it's a little nub.
Aw, I'm gonna call it Bruce.
But then it has this where you can hold this part in your hand, almost like when you do a camera. So you can hold it like this too, if you wanted to. And then you can Bluetooth your camera in for that to be the start. And it just pops open. But now I use my, what is this called? A Sony. I don't even know what it's called. It's
so you did switch over to a camera.
Yeah, I did. And I do, but sometimes I still use my phone. But having the camera, when I don't have it, I miss it. I never thought that I would, but I do.
Yeah. If I start
just feel like
more thrift with these, I think I might try to upgrade my camera because it's old. I got it when I first started YouTube. So,
and you know what? My videos that I film on my phone really are pretty just as good as the one that I film on this camera. It was just something that I decided to reinvest in.
Yeah.
And I like it, but your phone's just fine. And you don't have to go out and spend any expensive money, on certain things. You can absolutely just use your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just using mine. And I have a Note 9. But that's the thing, like the Note, it has like an automatic stabilizer in it. So people are like, it's so smooth. That's because it has a stabilizer in
Wait, I have a Note 10.
it. That's what I use to film, babe. You
What's
have
a stabilizer? And how
Well,
do I
you-
engage it?
But you have to, I think it's a setting that you have to.
Oh.
No, it's automatic on yours. On ours, it's automatic.
Stabilizer. I'm writing this down.
When you go
Michelle,
into
your video, it was not that bad. It's
So
your
if
very
you-
first
Holding
one.
your hand, and I have
if
arthritis.
your hand starts to shake, that the stabilizer is like it's sensing that unsteady movement,
Oh.
and so it'll try to correct it. It's not 100%, but it can minimize a lot.
The reason I need something is because with I had the arthritis and the fibro and stuff, and it's hard for me to keep that clench.
Mhm.
I'm
And
sending this to you, Michelle.
so that'll be easier
That,
because it's a little more forgiving.
Yeah, because I don't use it anymore. So I'll be sending. I'll put this in your package with all your dream pets that I've been saving up.
Yeah, I definitely love a tripod for sure.
Yeah, I use my phone when I film. I use my pop socket to film.
See, I don't have a pop socket.
I never could do a pop socket because of my whole clutching thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think it's at 2:05, ladies.
Oh.
2 hours and 5 minutes. That is.
Oh, hi, Fatbird Finds. I see you on there. I found somewhere I can actually see the comments.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Look, see?
See, Michelle?
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
You did really well. It was your very first time ever filming a shop with me. I think you did an excellent job.
I think I listened to like 5 minutes of it, and I was like, okay, I like the way I'm talking, but like that's that will be the challenge if I'm in Goodwill, because like you would not even hear me if I spoke at that volume. Like and our Goodwills are just always busy and packed. It's packed with people, it's packed with stuff. It's hard to, get in there and look at everything. So that's going to be a challenge. And so I'm kind of just trying to really think about it. And that's why I said, like, I kind of want to go somewhere that, like, it maybe like is less, just a little less
Stimuli.
just a little less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, who did I see? Christy Allen said she watched it twice, Michelle.
Oh. I think people that watch, I don't think I'm in the minority to say that people that watch Michelle love to listen to Michelle. So it doesn't really matter what she's doing. So the camera work is, I don't think, at the top. It's like, oh, what is Michelle doing? What is she up to? So I think that you'll be successful in that.
She's fun and she's genuine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm coming out with merch, people.
There you go.
Ooh,
I got it.
wow.
I got it in the hands of the right person, I think, and it's gonna happen. I mean, my vision, my graphic is perfect. I mean, in my opinion, it came out just the way I wanted it. There's 2 of them, so. And one will be something that somebody could just wear, like a dude could just wear, So one for Erin and one for Dave.
Awesome.
Oh,
It has to be black, though, if it's going to be for Dave.
I mean,
He
whatever.
only wears black. He actually bought a turquoise shirt, and the kids were like, "Hey, what are you wearing? What's going on?"
Who is this man?
who is this man?
Wait, what is like hashtag real men wear pink or hashtag real men wear turquoise?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Real men wear comfy, cozy living.
Yeah.
There you go.
Real men are comfy cozy.
Hey, Danny.
That'll be my next shirt. Hashtag get comfy cozy.
With Dave.
Wait. Get comfy.
My.
No, Misty, get comfy cozy. I already have my next idea, so.
Oh boy. Thank you. I'm concerned sometimes. This is the face of concern.
We see it all. We see it every day.
The next one, I guarantee the next one's gonna go gangbusters, and I haven't even gotten my first one out yet.
There are a lot of apps if you want to edit your videos, depending whether you have, Apple or Samsung or Android, I guess I should say. So it's going to, be dictated by that. But there are hundreds of apps and free apps. Obviously, there are apps that you can pay for upgrades on. So just to get you started, you can do it for free.
Yeah, I use an Apple, like I have iPhone and I also have a Mac, and I still just use iMovie. After all this time, I just still use iMovie. So,
and Erin, is iMovie pretty friendly for like Michelle?
I don't have an iPhone.
But you have an iPad?
Yeah.
Huh?
You have an iPad?
I have an iPad, but no, this is I have an old iPad. This is a Samsung tablet.
Oh. Well, I use Filmora and it's easy.
Yeah, I have Filmora on my phone, but and I think I used it when I did the hometown challenge last year. I don't know. I don't remember. But then didn't you say something about the video editor, Michael?
YouTube.
Yeah, the one I use is for free. I don't like the YouTube
I saw
one.
that somewhere.
No, the
maybe it
YouTube
was on
one
the maybe it was on that on my
it'll be.
lovely.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure that I give you that beautiful computer. Yeah, I use a free app.
Mine's free. Well, I paid for the paid version, but Filmora, it does have a free.
That's the one I have.
Well, that's what I had for years. I had that one for a couple of years.
But look, I know how to use Canva. I can figure that out. I think I can figure anything out because it took me a little while, and now I got that down.
If you can figure out Canva, you can definitely figure out how to edit.
Canva was a beast. And then I was like, oh, okay, I got you now. I could just crank it out.
Try and try again.
Although I still have points where I have the wrong size of something and I don't know what to do about that. So then I'm just like, okay, well, screw it. I'll have to do something else.
Not for YouTube, no.
Oh.
No.
I have, and I don't like it.
Like the GoPro?
Yeah.
Oh, like Barron's. The bargain Barron's have that, don't they?
Yeah, it's very one-dimensional.
I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
If I wore, it's everywhere. It's unusable footage.
I forget I'm wearing it, and you guys will be going to the drive-through with me.
Well, I wore it once, and I tripped and I fell, and you can hear me going.
Well, that might be good for me. Can we try to call 911 too if it happens?
It doesn't have a medical alert on it.
I didn't like it.
I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't like the idea of something being on me. Like, it would feel so awkward. I'd be like,
it was to get a shot of something, you have to,
yeah,
it would be weird.
You'd be knocking stuff
Look,
over.
everybody.
Well, it was funny because
places.
I guess I just bought that.
Mark kept trying to get me
boobs on this item.
Right? Mark kept trying to get me to get a helmet or to strap it to my forehead. Look at it.
God, not a dork at all. Like that.
Could you imagine?
Oh, I'm here I'm just shopping. I'm not doing anything.
What, this whole thing?
Why is everybody looking at me weird? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
I would probably go to the other aisle if I saw somebody with that on their head, though, truth be told.
No, you
I'd be
say,
like,
does it make everything light out for you guys too? It's like it's daytime everywhere.
oh my word. Drifting underwater, yes. Well,
What? Oh my gosh, Mary or Laura.
I'm gonna go back to these comments.
What did Laura say?
Do much
said-
drifting underwater?
because that's what Jamie said.
Sarah Lee said there are new high-tech Japanese devices that attach to your face.
No.
Oh, great.
Where are my glasses?
So
Maybe,
it would be
I was
like
about to say, if
something
you can put
coming
them
out
in
of
my
yours.
glasses,
Oh yeah.
I will do that. If you can give me the cameras right here, I'll do that.
Yeah.
That I will do.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, then I'll be like,
easier.
Oh, Michelle, you're not in the glasses club.
Aw. Oh yeah.
There you go.
I gotta go way back.
And on that note, it's been a real fun night.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Asleep.
It
That
you know,
time.
it's
It is.
becoming to
Past
be
the 10
pumpkin
o'clock
time.
hour.
Not
Yeah.
for me.
Not for
It's
you.
almost pumpkin time.
Somewhere.
Aaron took a nap, that's right. Mm-hmm.
That's my
Well,
trouble.
we are after our 2-hour mark, so I guess we'll wrap it up for tonight. Again, Misty, thank you. Erin, it was a pleasure. I really did enjoy getting to know you a little bit better. I'm sure everybody in the chat did too.
Thank you so much.
Michelle, no, thank you. Michelle, thank you again for coming on literally in the last 2 hours. You definitely helped
Don't
us
have
out.
a life.
I would have done this. I'd have been like, okay. And two, again, everybody, most importantly, please just remember to keep Rachel, her sister, her family in your thoughts, in your prayers.
Mhm.
Again, I know that they would really appreciate it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, right? Does anybody have it? Oh, tomorrow, I remember this time. Tomorrow, don't forget that we are going to have the Threes Company sale, and it's going to be on my channel, The.Cult.Of.Vintage, and it is going to be at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be me, Misty, and Michelle selling
Again.
stuff. Again.
If you haven't had enough, we'll be back in 13, 14 hours, whatever.
Oh my God, that's right. I seriously feel like I've been living on YouTube lately.
And next Monday, we will be back on my channel next Monday night, and it will be the night before my birthday. My birthday's June 1st, and it's going to be myself, Michael, Jocelyn, and Jeffrey. So,
Whoa, you announced it already. Who was
well,
that?
sure, why not? So it's going to be a fun one, and yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
So
actually
you'll
back
have to tune in.
back to having my live sales on May 31st. So on my
Yay!
channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Monday.
Yep.
Yay.
Mhm.
Back.
And you did post a calendar on your Instagram, is that correct? Or am I making things up?
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, every other Monday, starting Monday for the whole summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So see how important Instagram can be. You can see Erin's calendar in case you're forgetful like me and you forget what day it is.
Yeah. 'Cause I
Instagram
may
is
forget to
great.
announce it until Sunday night. So
Mhm.
You can also
like
follow
how many
Erin on.
people have said, if you're not on Instagram, and then I have to explain it on, something on, because it's so easy to just pop something up on Instagram.
yeah.
It is. It really is. Instagram's great.
Yes, Sandra Kay, it's next week is going to be a birthday bash. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta
Well,
open. I
guys-
have a bot last week that says I can't open it.
You know what I'm doing after this? I have two boxes to open for my birthday that people sent me. And then I have, I'm going to film because Joelle sent me something. And then of course you guys sent me this. So I have to go open some birthday presents.
Yay!
That's nice.
I'm gonna watch your shop along video, Michelle. That's what
Dang,
I'm
yes.
up to.
Don't forget, you guys, after this, you can go watch Michelle's first
Yeah.
Shop With Me video. It's
And it
out
was
there, you
not
guys.
done on the fancy
First.
editing. This was just a free, just a on the fly thing.
Yeah. we're
That
there.
makes it even better.
Yeah.
Oh, and if anybody was wondering, I only have mild sleep apnea, because I did that sleep test.
Oh, good.
That's why I went to that sale, because I had to drop off the machinery at the hospital. And so, yeah, I don't have to get and I know Laura's jealous because she has to wear that thing. My doctor gave me the choice.
There you
Yes, I'll
go.
go watch it. Yes, go all watch it now. Why not?
Let's make it go viral.
The night is young.
Ah, great. Me walking around in a church shop.
Mm-hmm.
Just takes one video, Michelle. This is
That it does.
Whatever it takes. That's right.
There you go. All right, guys.
Thanks,
Well, I hope that you all have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.